This is Oshkosh Today, your connection to events and organizations in the Oshkosh area. Oshkosh Today is supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 North West Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Oshkosh Today. I'm your host, Emily Mikowski, and we have a really fun and festive episode lined up for today, so let's take a look and see what we have to look forward to. First up, the Oshkosh Area Community Band is having its 27th annual spring concert at the end of the month, and we'll hear what we can expect to hear this year at that. Also at the end of the month is Habitat for Humanity Home is Where the Heart Is fundraising event, and we'll get all the details on that. We'll hear from our 4th Student Athlete of the Year scholarship finalist, Maeve McDonald, and after that we have yet another arts event, the Altrusa Club Art in the Garden. If you're looking to get into the St. Patty's Day spirit, our last two guests are sure to get the job done with the Oshkosh St. Patrick's Day Parade and Tent Party and the Cerebral Palsy of Mideast, Wisconsin Shamrock the Court. As always, we'll close out the show with a segment of Focus on Health with our friends at Aurora. So even though the weather might disagree, spring is in the air, and that means it's time to mark your calendars for the Oshkosh Area Community Band Spring Concert. We have Michelle Gross in the studio today to tell us all about that. So welcome, Michelle. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
So do you want to just first of all tell us when the concert is, date and time?
Sure. It's Saturday, March 29th, and it's at 7 o'clock.
All right, and where is the concert going to be held this year?
It's at the Alberta Kimball Auditorium at Oshkosh West High School. It's where we have all of our annual concerts, and the doors actually open at 6:30 to the auditorium, so we encourage people to come early, get a good seat.
And who exactly is going to be participating in this concert?
Well, we have our full concert band performing as well as our stage band, which performs right before we have our intermission. We have about 60 people or so, 60 members in the band, so we've had some pretty fun rehearsals so far.
Yes, and I know all of your events and shows that you have a long history. So do you want to give us a little bit of background on this one?
Sure. Well, we always have a fall concert and a spring concert, and then we have our holiday performance at the Grand Opera House every year. Mm-hmm. So this is our 27th annual spring concert. A couple years ago we had our 25th celebration, so we're just excited to be able to keep going and going strong as an organization. Yes,
and I know there is one thing that a lot of people like about this event, that it's free. Mm-hmm. So is there anything else that we can look forward to that's special?
Sure. Well, it is free. We do, have donations, but it's definitely whatever people are willing to give. Some of the pieces that we're going to be featuring, I just have some down here. Mm-hmm. We're going to be doing a Disney at the Movies piece, and it's some classic Disney movie songs, which is kind of fun. We're playing some Gershwin music. We have a clarinet feature with Roger Becker on clarinet, and playing some marches, which our audiences always enjoy our march pieces. And our stage band is actually doing 1 o'clock jump. They're playing Sing, 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 which is a really popular piece. So just some really popular, good band standards. Another one we're doing is American Salute, which if anyone has been to a band concert of any time, they've probably heard that piece.
So there's really something for everyone.
Exactly.
I mean, a big range of genres for that music. Mm-hmm. Now, what's usually the format of your shows? How does it usually play out? The band plays. Is there ever an intermission? Or?
Oh yes, we play about 5 or 6 pieces, and then the stage band performs 3 pieces, and then we have a 10-minute intermission. Okay. And then we come back and play another 5 to 6 pieces, and then there's a great reception at the end where we have free drinks and snacks for our guests, because we like to thank them for coming and enjoying the concert.
Celebrate a job well done, most likely. So can you tell us a little bit about the Oshkosh Area Community Band? What's it all made up of?
Sure. Well, we have every different instrument you can think of, from the low brass, the tubas, euphoniums, all the way up through oboes, bassoon. Every instrument, a typical instrument that you would see in a concert band, is represented pretty well. We have good size sections, so we tend to give out a pretty good sound. People in the group are aged anywhere from 18 to into their 80s. We're really for post-high school performers, so if you've played in high school or college and haven't played in a while, you can contact our director, go to our website, get some information. We're happy to have you come to rehearsal, check it out. You can try us out, and if it's not for you, you don't have to stay, but We welcome new people, and it's just a fun social time once a week, and we end up having good times.
And so you said it's really open to everyone. Is there any kind of audition or tryout for that?
No, there's not. There's no fee to join the band. There's no audition required. The director, Terry, he does like to chat with you about your experience and the type of music you've played before. But you work with your section leader on the parts that you would play, and so it's really kind of challenge by choice, I guess, in terms of the part you play.
So it's a completely volunteer-based band, and I mean, for example, this show in particular is free. How or who really sponsors the band, and how are they supported?
Well, we're sponsored by the Oshkosh Rec Department.
Okay.
I don't really know if we get money from them necessarily, but we use the facility at the high school to rehearse. We've also gotten some sponsorship from OCM in the past, like we've performed at the Leach Amphitheater for a summer concert where they helped sponsor that. So, most of it just really comes from our donations from the attendees to our concerts and the people who donate money. We do a yearly letter out to our members who are on our mailing list, and we have really great fans of our organization.
A lot of community support.
Oh yes, definitely. We wouldn't be able to do it without that.
Yes. And so if someone is looking for more information about the band, where can they go to find that?
Well, we have our website, which is www.oacb.org, or they can contact Terry Hathaway. He's our director. I'll give you his phone number. It's 920-233-3961. So either way, you can contact. Our email address is on the website, so you can even send an email to that address, and Terry can get back to you as well if you feel more comfortable with that. So.
Excellent. And do you have any other shows coming up after this one?
Well, we do have our summer series, which we perform. Our first concert will be actually Wednesday, June 11th, and it will be at the Grand Opera House. And then our next 3 summer concerts are at the Alberta Kimball Auditorium. We like to have them inside too for our elderly guests who tend to come. It's hot outside too for those.
Can you believe it actually gets hot here?
Yeah, I know, really. It will though.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, so our summer series comes up after that. And then we take a month off before we start preparing for our fall concert. So.
Excellent. So once more, if you just want to quickly give us the date and time of the spring concert this year.
Sure. It's Saturday, March 29th, and it's at 7 o'clock at the Alberta Kimball Auditorium at Oshkosh West.
Well, thanks again so much for joining us today, Michelle, and telling us
you.
about this fun concert that we can look forward to.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Our next guest gives us the opportunity to enjoy some art, all while also benefiting the Oshkosh Habitat for Humanity. We'll be right back after this.
Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. When we see a roundabout, take it slow. Then we pick the correct lane and take it slow. When we see a car approach, we yield to the left. When we're in that roundabout, we don't pass anybody yet. Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
Visit WisconsinRoundabouts.com for more info from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Do you know or have a family member with a disability? Cerebral Palsy of Mideast, Wisconsin is here to help. We offer programs and services that make a positive difference for individuals that are affected by a variety of disabilities. Volunteers are always welcome, and your financial gifts are truly appreciated and tax deductible. For more details, log on to www.cpmideastwis.com or call 1-800-261-1895. Thanks for supporting Cerebral Palsy of Mideast, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Habitat for Humanity is a very well-known organization here in Oshkosh, but also nationwide. What a lot of people don't realize is, or what a lot of people don't associate with Habitat for Humanity is that and art. So we have Jay Barrientos here to tell us about their latest fundraiser, Home is Where the Heart Is. Thanks for joining us today, Jay.
No, thanks for having me. It's good to be back again.
Yes, I know. It feels like just yesterday you were here, but
I know, right? Time flies.
Yes, and now the Home is Where the Heart is pretty much upon us here. If you want to tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely, yeah. It is. It's just about 3 weeks away now. It's Saturday, March 29th, and Home is Where the Heart is an art benefit auction. It focuses on donated works of art from local artists, mainly from the Fox Valley area. And we always say utilizing the power of the arts and entertainment to support the Habitat mission. So
And where exactly is the event going to be held?
this year it's going to be held at La Shore's Banquet Hall over on South Washburn Street. Beautiful facility and very nice people over there, by the way.
Yes. And what exactly can we expect from the event? Is it more of an art show or a raffle type thing, or?
Well, it's a great question. It's a little bit of both, actually. So I have just about 30 artists confirmed that are going to be doing donating a piece to the event. We're going to open up with a cocktail hour and an art preview, so to speak. We have just a small handful that are going to go into a live auction, and the rest of the artwork will be put up for a silent auction. So our guests get to peruse and view the artwork and see the creativity. And then, excuse me, and then we'll kick things off with some entertainment and dinner. So,
Excellent. And are any of the artists local artists here from Oshkosh?
actually, yes, there are quite a few local artists from Oshkosh. One of the most notable is Ed Solabilwa, Trina Richards. We brought in a couple from the Appleton area like Jeremiah Howard. Alejandro Scott Bacata. He's got his studios down by south of the border, so he's got some really nice stuff in there.
All familiar names around here.
Yeah.
And now that cocktail hour obviously is a chance for people to kind of peruse the artwork before the auctions happen. Is there any way to see the artwork before the event takes place?
Oh, great question. Yeah, we were just actually at the Saturday Gallery Walk this last Saturday. Had a great turnout. A lot of foot traffic despite the snow. It was
surprising.
I know, I was nervous. I was sweating a bit. So,
Right.
But also the artwork is all on display inside the Habitat Restore on Kohler Street. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So people can still get a chance to view things even if they might not even be able to make it to the event.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, our Facebook page is a great way to take a look at some of the art as well. We have pictures going up there pretty consistently.
And so this is really a huge fundraising event for Habitat. How exactly are the funds going to be used from this particular one?
That's a great year. This is a great opportunity for people who necessarily don't want to come out and support Habitat through a home build or working in the Restore. We can come out, have a dinner, have some fun, listen to some music, and support the Habitat mission. All the proceeds raised will go towards one of our 4 home projects this year, which is cool. This is our 25th year of being in business, and our 3rd new home built this year is going to mark our 30th home constructed in Oshkosh. Wow. So it's kind of a landmark year for us, so it's a great way to support that.
Kind of a way to celebrate a little bit.
Very
this
true,
amazing
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So for this event, is there a limited number of tickets, or is it, unlimited people can attend?
Well, I wish it was unlimited, but no, there certainly is a limited number of tickets. Tickets are on sale now. They're going pretty quick, so we have to. So if there's interest out there, we can definitely make sure we get one in people's hands.
I can imagine. And so where can people purchase tickets and how much are they?
Awesome. They can purchase tickets at the Habitat Restore, which is 1640 South Kohler Street. They can purchase them at the bank inside of Walmart, CCF Bank, right up by the cash registers there. And then also we have an online site, so you can, again, check out our Facebook page for that online website link.
Lots of different ways you can purchase tickets for this cool event. And I know you mentioned listening to some music. What kind of entertainment will we be expecting for this? Yeah,
this is a first for the Home is Where the Heart is. It's our 4th time hosting this event and our first time having music. We reached out to UW Oshkosh and we acquired a 5-piece jazz ensemble to come in and play during dinner, so that's going to be exciting.
That is very exciting, especially kind of getting everybody involved in that way too, even from the university.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They have a ton of talent on the campus, and music is an art form, so we should celebrate that. So.
Yes, and so this being an auction, and I know it gets a little competitive, is there any certain item that you think will be a hot item at this event? Well,
if I had to go off of last year's auction, the Mr. Habitat was probably the most competitive. And just like Mr. Habitat's an auction off of 3 Habitat staff for 8 hours worth of work. So It's kind of a unique item, but it was very competitive last year.
I can imagine, especially, I mean, with all the yard work everyone has to do, and once it eventually does get nicer around here.
Yeah, once we get rid of the snow and ice, there'll be tons of work to do, so we'll be busy, I'm sure.
Yes. And then I guess we've got about a minute left if you want to recap the details of the event once more for us.
Yeah, great. Home is Where the Heart is Saturday, March 29th. We'll open doors up at about 5 p.m. The event's going to be held out at LeSure's Banquet Hall, and tickets can be purchased again at the Restore, at CCF Bank inside Walmart, or our online site, and you can check out the Facebook page for that link.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Jay, and telling us all about this cool event.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Coming up next, we are in the thick of the Student Athlete of the Year Scholarship, and we will hear from our fourth finalist, Maeve McDonald, right after this.
Hi, I'm Mayor Bergtauer, and I'm asking for your help. The city has several boards and commissions that play important roles in just about every aspect of local government. Whether it's the Parks Board or the Landmarks Commission, these and other boards act as a forum for citizens to address their concerns and questions about Oshkosh city government. The boards also provide members the opportunity to make positive suggestions to the council or city staff to move the city forward. So here's where we need your help. For our city to work effectively, we need active citizen participation. Many of our boards and commissions currently need members. We're asking for just a few hours of your time each month to serve on one of our boards or commissions and help to ensure a strong democratic process. So please consider serving on a city board or commission. For an application, visit the city website, stop by the city manager's office in City Hall, or call 236-5000. Thank you for your interest, and we look forward to your possible involvement.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Our fourth Student Athlete of the Year Scholarship finalist is a force to be reckoned with at Lourdes Academy. Extraordinary student and competitive athlete are just the beginning of this girl's resume. So we've got Maeve McDonald here in the studio today and her coach Leanne Silva. Thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Now, Maeve, you are involved in a whole lot, but first, if you want to just tell us a little bit about your experience in sports, and your sports of choice are track and cross country.
Mm-hmm. Well, in cross country, in the past 4 years, my team has won 3 state championships, so that's really exciting. And this past year, I made it onto the podium because I took 10th place at the state cross country meet. And for track, last year I took 5th in the 3,200 meter run.
Oh my gosh! So definitely lots of success in the past 4 years that you've been involved in this.
Yeah.
And Leanne, you have been Maeve's freshman and junior year coach. What can you tell us about working with her? What's it been like?
Well, obviously she is an awesome kid to work with, just wonderful in all regards. She's highly motivated, and anything that Maeve gets herself involved in, whether it's sports or community work or her schooling, she does to the best of her ability and always takes it that step beyond, which is why she's had so much success. But literally anything you ask her to do, she does, and is a great team player. The kids look up to her, and they look to her for leadership quite naturally, and fun after the races and meets. And
it's an excellent team member to have.
Excellent. Awesome.
And Maeve, you chose to have Leanne here as your most influential coach. Is she not currently one of your coaches?
No, she wasn't, or she's not. She coached me my freshman year and my junior year. And definitely both of those years, she was very influential on my running career and my running now. So.
And how have you seen yourself grow over the years? I mean, from a freshman to now a senior.
Well, as a freshman, I didn't really know a whole lot about running and doing workouts and off-season training. And now I think as a senior, I've grown as an athlete, and I know a little bit more what to do to make myself better.
And Leanne, how have you seen Maeve grow, not only as an athlete, but as a person?
As a freshman, she was just a gutsy little let's go for it kind of gal, and she's learned a lot of strategy, and she has learned a lot about training, and has become more and more confident, almost to the point of enjoying the competition. And she's learned over the years to deal with adversities along the way, and I think that's one of her strongest points, is that no matter what the situations are that she's put into, she finds a way to make them work.
And overcoming those challenges.
Right.
Yes. Now, sports aren't the only thing that you're really involved in, and unfortunately we don't have an hour to go over all of the cool things that you are a part of, but you're also an avid musician. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm a percussionist, and so as a percussionist, I can play the snare drum or the marimba or the xylophone, and I personally prefer the marimba. It's like a xylophone, and so in the past I've competed at solo ensemble competitions and gone on to the state competition and done pretty well.
Very cool. And I mean, being a percussionist, I'm sure you've got to know how to play multiple instruments, like you said. So it's not just the one specialized area.
Yeah.
And I know in your essay for your application, you compared being on the band and the symphony to being in a sport. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I find when you work hard at one thing, you can transfer it into other places. So when I work hard at music, or when I practice my music, I can transfer that into my sports, and being successful and working hard for one thing, really, you can transfer that a lot of different places. So
definitely. And something else that you're quite passionate about is community service. And one cool way that I know you mentioned is through gardening. If you want to tell us about that.
Yeah, my family and I have a garden in our backyard, and so my brother and sisters and I started a tomato garden. So we planted about 20 or more tomato plants, and we donated about 1,000 pounds of tomatoes annually. We've been doing this for a couple of years to the local food pantries. And this past year we expanded it, and we made a poster of the different health benefits of tomatoes and some simple recipes that people can use and make quick meals. So
that's amazing. I mean, to have that much impact on these different community service projects is huge.
Yeah.
And so I guess we can give you your plaque here. We'd like to present to you the Certificate of Achievement for being our 4th Student Athlete finalist. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, both of you, for joining us today. Good luck with everything after high school and going into college and everything you go forward with.
Thank you.
Coming up next here on Oshkosh Today, we have the Altrusa Club here to tell us about their upcoming event, Art in the Garden. We'll be right back.
Wisconsin is losing our World War II veterans. If you were a World War II veteran, or you know one who hasn't gone on an honor flight to D.C., please help us. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Association is partnering with all Wisconsin Honor Flight hubs to make sure every eligible vet remaining who served their country so selflessly gets the chance to go. It's time for them to see their memorial. It's time for their flight. To learn more or to make a donation, go to wisconsinhonorflight.org.
Hi Oshkosh, I'm City Manager Mark Roloff. In the last few years, we've seen Oshkosh grow in so many ways, and in 2014, I know we can continue to prosper. Join me Monday, March 31st at the Oshkosh Convention Center for the annual State of the City address and City Exhibit Expo. Doors open at 6 p.m., with the State of the City being delivered at 6:30. Following the presentation, we'll honor some standout community members and then close out the night with the Expo, where you can go one-on-one with city staff. Monday, March 31st, Convention Center. Be there and be involved in your community.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Now we're joined by Cheryl McCarthy from the Altrusa Club to tell us about a fun event with Art in the Garden. So thanks for joining us today, Cheryl.
Thank you for having me today.
Now tell us a little bit about this upcoming event with Altrusa Club.
This is our 8th annual Art in the Garden Fine Art Show and Sale. And it's at the Hilton Garden Inn on March 29th and 30th.
Okay, and what exactly is unique about this particular art show?
This show is unique because the people who come to view the art will judge, and it's a people's choice show. Really? So as they view the art, they will pick out the ones that they like the best and then vote. And of course, the artist that gets the most votes, their piece will win an award, and we've got about $2,300 worth of cash prizes and awards for the artists. So it's a pretty nice show.
That's very exciting. Kind of gets the viewers involved a little bit.
Exactly, and they love it, especially the kids love to vote because they know what they like.
Yes. And so all these artists that are, putting their artwork into this, who exactly are the artists that are participating?
We have artists from all around the state, and we usually get some of the same artists back every year because they love the show. And we've picked up some new artists along the way. As they view the show, they see how beautiful the show is, and so we pick up new ones. We've also got the high schools involved. For the last couple of years, we've had high school students showing their art, and they have some amazing things that they show.
Yes, and a lot of people don't expect it, but I mean, these high school artists are amazing.
And I'll tell you, the other artists are so glad that they're not a combined show. The high school students have their own awards that they get. So if it were combined, it would be kind of scary.
Pretty competitive.
It is, really.
So what kind of art will we be seeing at the show? Will it be, just paintings or a variety of things?
We do have all kinds of paintings, watercolor, acrylic, oil, that kind of thing. But we also have ceramics, glass, jewelry, photography, some basketry, sculpture, all kinds of fine art.
Excellent. Broad range of things to see.
Exactly, right.
Yes. Will there be any kind of art for sale? I know a lot of people sometimes are interested in buying something.
Exactly. All the show pieces, or most of the show pieces, will be for sale. And then we have about 25 artists who have areas in the Hilton that will have their things for sale also.
Excellent. So if you're coming looking for something for your home, you won't be disappointed.
Absolutely.
Anything else special happening at the event that day?
Well, we have a main raffle going on, and on that main raffle we've got a 42-inch TV donated by Castles. We have tickets to Phantom of the Opera at the PAC in Appleton, along with a night's stay at the Copperleaf and dinner for two. So that's a really decent prize. And then a Blu-ray player from Castles, a bike donated from Festival, and $200 cash. That's our main raffle that's going on. We also have a special raffle that the artists have things for us in this special raffle. So if you want something artsy, something one of a kind, the special raffle is there. Then we have Janice Singer playing piano for us. And on Sunday, we've also asked the new Miss Oshkosh, Samantha Peck, to join us on Sunday. And we're especially proud because she's the granddaughter of one of our Altrusa members.
Oh, really?
So that's pretty special.
Yes, it'll be one of her first events probably too.
I think
She's
so.
pretty fresh as Miss Oshkosh.
Exactly.
So are there any sponsors or any main sponsors of the event itself?
Yes, WNAM has been very good to us. Stewart's Landscaping is providing all the shrubs and trees. Last year we had blooming lilacs, which really made it great. And this year it will be especially wonderful if we can get some blooming plants in there. Of course, Castles and Festival Foods.
Mm-hmm. And so how exactly can the community get involved besides obviously attending the event?
They can be sponsors. We can still use some sponsors for some of the awards and that kind of thing. This year we started something new and we're calling it a patron sponsor. If people want to give, say, $10 or more, we have a show catalog and they'll be listed in our show catalog.
Excellent. And is there any cost with admission to the event?
No, it's free admission. Wow. Of course, if you feel that you would like to give a donation for our community efforts, that would be greatly appreciated. But it is a free event.
Wonderful, which makes it even better.
Right, right.
We got a few minutes left. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Altrusa in general?
Altrusa is a service organization, and we do fundraising and volunteering around the community. We're into so many things. If we see a need in the community, we're probably there doing something about it. Our main focus is literacy, but we've really branched out into community welfare, that kind of thing. Our club has been growing by leaps and bounds. We're so excited. We must be a fun group because we're getting a lot of new people in.
Definitely. And you mentioned that you do community projects. Are there any specific projects that'll benefit from this art show?
From this particular show, we're going to be doing an ongoing project. We are purchasing Lucas heart compression machines for the emergency vehicles. We've been lucky enough to purchase 3, and we've got 4 more to go. So we're working on that. And of course, some of our funds will go toward art scholarships.
Okay. That's just amazing how many people benefit from these different projects that you do.
Right. We hope so, around the community. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so if someone's looking to learn more about Altrusa, where can they go to find more information?
Please go to our website, altrusaofoshkosh.org, and find out more things about us. And you can also find out a little more about Art in the Garden.
Excellent. And then if you just want to give us a quick recap of where, when, and how much the Art in the Garden is.
Okay. Art in the Garden at the Hilton Garden Inn on 20th in Oshkosh on March 29th and March 30th. And it will be a beautiful spring-like event, and Stewart's, I'm sure, is going to do a great job. Plus, you'll be able to see all the beautiful artwork, and we've really got some amazing things this year.
Yes, and hopefully the weather will warm up a little bit, so
well,
it'll be
maybe
a
it'll
spring
cooperate
feel.
a little.
Well, thanks so much again for joining us today, Cheryl, and we look forward to having you back for your next event.
Well, thank you very much.
Next on Oshkosh Today, we're going to get a little festive with some St. Patrick's Day festivities. We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today.
Hi Oshkosh, I'm City Manager Mark Roloff. In the last few years, we've seen Oshkosh grow in so many ways, and in 2014, I know we can continue to prosper. Join me Monday, March 31st at the Oshkosh Convention Center for the annual State of the City Address and City Exhibit Expo. Doors open at 6 p.m., with the State of the City being delivered at 6:30. Following the presentation, we'll honor some standout community members and then close out the night with the expo, where you can go one-on-one with city staff. Monday, March 31st, Convention Center. Be there and be involved in your community.
Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. When we see a roundabout, take it slow. Then we pick the correct lane and take it slow. When we see a car approach, we yield to the left. When we're in that roundabout, we don't pass anybody yet. Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
Visit WisconsinRoundabouts.com for more info from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
We're back on Oshkosh Today, and now Matt Miller is in the studio here today to tell us how we can celebrate St. Patrick's Day here in Oshkosh. So thanks for joining us today, Matt.
My pleasure. Top of the morning to you.
Yes, opened up with some awesome Irish music here too.
That's right.
Tell us about this St. Patrick's Day celebration.
Well, thank you. This is the second year for the Oshkosh St. Patrick's Day Parade and Party. It's being held on Saturday, March 15th. So we have a downtown parade, and we have a downtown party with all sorts of activities and entertainment, and just a lot of fun to celebrate the Irish people and the heritage and the culture. And
yes, even if you're not Irish, like
even
me.
Well, everybody's Irish on that day, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
And you said it's kind of a family-friendly event. What kind of things can we look forward to?
Very much so, yeah. You know, Oshkosh Festivals, who runs this, has started up all of our events. We intend to be very family-friendly, very educational. We have all sorts of Irish dancers, Irish bands. In fact, both of the Irish bands that we're featuring are from Oshkosh. We're opening up the tent party at 4 o'clock with this, an Irish ceilidh, or Irish dance band that'll be playing a lot of jigs and reels and the fun Irish music. And then after the parade, we have Oshkosh's own Seamus Fitzpatrick and the McNally Boys, and they'll be playing all of your fun Irish pub sing-along songs. And so great music. We also have Kinsella Academy of Irish Dancers performing. We have Richard's Irish School of the Dance performing, and as well as we're going to do some demonstrations and stuff, all sorts of things. And then we do have quite a few kids activities as well.
Excellent. Sounds like so much going on, so much fun, something for everyone.
It is, yes, that's what we're trying to do.
What kind of things do you have planned for the kids, the little ones?
Thanks for asking, yeah, the wee ones, we call them, the wee ones. There's going to be a reddest hair contest and a freckled face contest. We're going to feature Irish wolfhounds, which is just a massive dog bred in Ireland. It was originally bred for kings and queens, and the kids are just going to go nuts over them. So will all of us. But then we're introducing the Irish sport hurling, which is actually a predecessor to golf. So it's a Gaelic game, and we'll have some demonstrations on that, and all sorts of other fun activities going on, raffles and silent auctions and such.
Well, it sounds like it is going to be impossible to get bored at this event. And with it being St. Patrick's Day, what kind of food are you going to have at the event?
Well, of course, the traditional. We're going to do the corned beef sandwiches. Our volunteers are working really hard to make sure we have plenty of food this year. We're doing a shepherd's pie. We have an Irish stew. We're doing some, of course, the Irish potatoes, and of course we'll have the Irish drink. It's sponsored by Guinness, but then we have also a slew of non-alcoholic beverages as well. So.
Excellent. The Irish drink.
Well, the Guinness.
Oh, okay. Not green Guinness, I hope.
No. It's black.
Good. Now, I understand there's kind of an educational aspect to this event too, where you can kind of learn a little bit.
That's right. In every event that we do, we not only intend to entertain our audience, but also educate them. So we want everyone that attends our events that we do to leave with some sort of knowledge about the Irish traditions and cultures. And so we'll have information, for example, on St. Patrick himself and the huge impact that he has obviously made on Ireland. And Christianity, for that matter. But then also we'll have information on the impact that Irish people have had right here in Oshkosh and right here in northeastern Wisconsin. So yes, we do try to educate people about Ireland and its history and cultures, and so yes.
Very cool. A lot of things people don't necessarily always think about when they think St. Patrick's Day is where it all came from, really.
Correct, and that's what we're about. I mean, like I said, this is very family friendly. I know St. Patrick's Day activities have, along the line, received some negative, right? We're not about that. This is a celebration, and it's also a fundraiser. We're raising money for our Irish Fest coming up in June, and then which is also a branch for several nonprofit charities that use our event to raise money for their own causes.
Excellent, and that really is refreshing to have a St. Patrick's Day celebration that, like you said, doesn't necessarily have the negative reputation that
right.
they have gained in the past.
Yep, and especially since it's honoring a saint, a saint who's made incredible things, and so we don't like to hear that negative. So
yeah, tell us more about the parade.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, the parade. Okay, so the parade is going to step off at 6:30 at right by the convention center at CP in North Main. It travels up North Main past our party tent, which is at 547 North Main Street, and then it ends at Irving Avenue. So right now we have between 40 and 50 entries, and including dancers and music and floats, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's amazing. And also the tent is heated, right?
Yes.
Which is awesome as well.
Hopefully we won't need it to turn the temperature up too much, because I do hear that it is warming up.
Yes.
It's on that warming trend, we're hoping.
Yes,
but
we are always hoping.
The tent will be fully heated, and so it shouldn't distract any of
Don't
our
have to worry
activities.
about dressing accordingly really too much. But
Right. I think at that point people are ready to get out of the house.
Yeah, any excuse. But
right.
Are any other activities associated with the event?
Yes, of course. We have two of our partners that are also holding fundraising activities for us. Barley and Hops Irish Pub, he changed his name for this month. They are holding an Irish cider sampling school sponsored by Magner's Irish Cider. So for $15, people can try all the different ciders, commemorative glass, and it's obviously
cool.
21 and over. But then the Roxy Supper Club, each Sunday in March, is featuring a traditional Irish breakfast, and then a portion of those proceeds will help our fundraising efforts. So we're very appreciative of them as well.
Very cool. All kind of interrelated like that.
Right, yes.
So we got a few seconds left, so if you just want to briefly recap the event details.
Thank you. This is our second annual Oshkosh St. Patrick's Day Parade and Party. The party starts at 4 o'clock and goes until 11 o'clock. It's on 547 North Main Street. And the parade will step off at 6:30 p.m., heading north on Main Street to Irving Avenue, right past our party tent. So please come out, please have fun. We're raising money for charity in honor of a saint named Patrick.
Yes. Sounds like a really fun day to look forward to, and thanks again for coming in and telling us all about it.
Sláinte.
So we've got Connie in the studio here today to tell us about another event to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today.
It's your home, it's your dream. Radon test and keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. Now that's living healthy and green.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon test and keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and as we continue to gear up for St. Patrick's Day, our friend Connie Carmichael is in the studio today to tell us about a fun event the Cerebral Palsy of Mid-East Wisconsin has coming up, Shamrock the Court Volleyball Tournament. Thanks for joining us today, Connie.
Thanks, Emily. I can't say top of the morning because Matt already used it. Top of the evening.
Top of the afternoon.
There you go. There you go.
So thanks so much for joining us. And this is a huge event to kind of spike off the St. Patty's Day.
Spike.
Yes. I got that one from you,
Yeah.
but tell us about the event.
Well, it's a great weekend for St. Patrick's Day activities, like Matt said, and our Shamrock the Court, our volleyball fundraiser, yes, it's going to be great. It's coming up at the bar on Friday, the day before the parade, and everything is coming up on Friday, March 14th at the bar in Oshkosh. It's going to be amazing.
Lots of stuff planned, I understand.
Oh yes, we have so many activities. In the past it used to be just a volleyball fundraiser for many years, and then we changed it around, and now we bring in bands or rock bands or something like that for Shamrock the Court. And this year we are featuring, we're so fortunate to have Boogie and the Yo-Yos, and they are such a hip, great band. They're known in Oshkosh and around the state, actually all over the place, and they're going to perform from 9 until midnight on March 14th.
Definitely. Well, that sounds like such a fun fun-filled night. I mean, if you're not playing volleyball, you're enjoying this awesome music.
That's
too.
right. And the volleyball, we have quite a few teams that have already signed up. We still have a couple of more courts available. So if people want to get in touch with us, they can go to our website at cpmideastwis.com or call the office at 424-4071. We have a couple of more spots available. But if you're not going to be on a team, you can come out and you can support a team that's playing. We also have raffles. We've got a cute little game where it's the Lucky Charms cereal, and on the back of each Lucky Charms box is a prize that's worth anywhere from $50 on up. So chances to win that. We have raffles. We have great prizes, and then of course we end the night with Boogie and the Yo-Yos.
Very fun. Tell us a little bit more about the raffles.
Oh, the raffles. Actually, we have one raffle where, of course, we were going to do the 50-50 that everybody always does, but then we're also doing a cash raffle where you can win $500, $200, and $100. And so, actually, it's $500, $300, and $200. So you could win $1,000 if you won all 3 tickets. And then, of course, our Lucky Charms prizes as well. So there's some really cool, awesome prizes that you really got to get tickets for.
You feel like the luck of the Irish is with you that night.
The luck of the Irish will be with everyone. And I do have to say, it is a fundraiser, and with Boogie and the Yo-Yos, we are hoping that people will give a $5 donation cover charge for that as well. So it's going to be big fun, lots of music, lots of partying, lots of prizes. It's a great time.
Couldn't ask for more for St. Patrick's Day celebration.
Right. That's
and
right.
so for the volleyball tournament, is it really, it's a competition?
It is. Actually, we have some that are traditional plays, and you play for an hour. Then we have the tournament play where you start, and as long as you keep winning and then going on and on, you can go through the end of the night. We have trophies for most raised funds for donations. We have trophies for first and second place as well. And then we also have grudge matches. So if you wanted to play, last year we had the Oshkosh Police Department play against the fire department. I'm not going to tell you who won. But
and maybe the Guns and Hoses tournament will still be fresh in their minds for that
That's
too.
That's right. So we do have a couple of different teams that are doing grudge matches as well, and those are always fun as well.
Very fun. And I know you brought a T-shirt, a really cute T-shirt.
Everybody who plays volleyball gets to get one of our Shamrock the Court T-shirts. Special thanks to Jaeger Printing for printing those up for us.
Very fun.
And if you don't play, you can still buy one for only $5. So
excellent.
It's a really good fundraiser for us as well.
Really, definitely something for everyone, even if you're not interested in playing volleyball.
Right. And some people may just come out for music and to see Boogie and the Yo-Yos. They have such a great following. You can find them on Facebook. You can log on to our Facebook or go on to Facebook and go to our Facebook or our website. We've got information about the Shamrock the Court, Boogie and the Yo-Yos, and everything happening.
Excellent. And I know you wanted to talk about your style show as well. We only got a couple minutes left, so I want to get that in there too.
I just wanted to mention just a real quick, just so people know that it's coming up, because if you want to order tickets, or if you're a business, if you're a shopping store or whatever, that you want to have a booth there. But our Runway to Paris style shopping show and shopping is Wednesday, April 23rd at the Oshkosh Convention Center. It's 3:30 is the shopping begins, and we have right now about 10 or 12 vendors. So people will be displaying their wares, whether it be jewelry or clothing or anything like that. So you can shop from 3:30 to 5:30, and then the dinner and the style show begins. And we've got some pretty interesting models. Even some of the council members are going to be modeling, and we've got some Miss Oshkosh is also going to be there. So we've got a lot of things going on with that, and that's April 23rd. And if you're a business out there and you want to have a booth, give me a call, 424-4071.
Very fun.
Yes.
Well, it looks like we have to wrap up, so if you got any more information you wanted to get out today.
Just real quick, and I appreciate you letting me tell it, Jansen's on Bowen Street, they're throwing a fundraiser, a Rockin' 45s party, and I appreciate you letting me say they are throwing this for cerebral palsy. They're putting this on, but 100% of the proceeds is going to cerebral palsy, and that is this Sunday, March 9th from 1 to 4, and it's Jansen's on Bowen Street. Prizes, food, fun. It's going to be a great time.
So much coming up for CP of Mideast, Wisconsin. So, and again, you can go to the website for more information on that.
cpmideastwist.com.
Well, thank you so much, Connie, for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
And we look forward to having you on again.
Me too.
We're going to take one more break here on Oshkosh Today, and when we come back, we'll get a dose of Focus on Health from our friends at Aurora.
Wisconsin is losing our World War II veterans. If you were a World War II veteran, or you know one who hasn't gone on an honor flight to D.C., please help us. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Association is partnering with all Wisconsin Honor Flight hubs to make sure every eligible vet remaining who served their country so selflessly gets the chance to go. It's time for them to see their memorial. It's time for their flight. To learn more or to make a donation, go to wisconsinhonorflight.org.
Hi Oshkosh, I'm City Manager Mark Roloff. In the last few years, we've seen Oshkosh grow in so many ways, and in 2014, I know we can continue to prosper. Join me Monday, March 31st at the Oshkosh Convention Center for the annual State of the City Address and City Exhibit Expo. Doors open at 6 p.m., with the State of the City being delivered at 6:30. Following the presentation, we'll honor some standout community members and then close out the night with the expo, where you can go one-on-one with city staff. Monday, March 31st, Convention Center. Be there and be involved in your community.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and now we're going to toss it over to Ted Stefaniak with our friends at Aurora for Focus on Health. This segment, we're focusing on stroke awareness.
This Focus on Health segment is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Hello and welcome to Focus on Health. I'm Ted Stefaniak. Today we're standing outside the emergency department here at Aurora Medical Center in Oshkosh. It's hard to believe that anything can go wrong on a beautiful day like this, but our friends inside, well, they're pretty much busy every day of the year. Today we're going to be speaking with Jennifer Franz. She's a registered nurse and also the stroke coordinator here at Aurora. She wants us to know about the signs and symptoms of having a stroke and why it's so important to seek immediate attention if you think you're having a stroke. Well, thanks for joining us today. We're in one of your emergency rooms right now. So many life-saving devices behind us, and a lot of them helping out with people that are dealing with strokes. And we were just talking before we started this interview, there are two different types of strokes. Can you kind of tell us about those?
Sure. The two different types of strokes are they can be ischemic stroke. So that's where a blood clot is, or plaque is cutting off the circulation to the blood in the brain in one of the vessels. So that can be caused like people that have hypertension or high cholesterol. From that, people can have a TIA, which is a mini stroke from that. The symptoms don't last very long. They last less than 24 hours. But if they have a long-term ischemic stroke, those symptoms will last 24 hours and can be life-threatening. The hemorrhagic stroke is more of the vessel ruptures in the brain. So it's due to high pressure in there.
Okay. Would a patient realize which stroke they're having? And I guess that's not important for a person. What would be some of the signs that somebody would be, that they would feel or notice that would say, hey, I better get some help?
Sure. The symptoms of stroke vary on the individual, but it's more of weakness of the face, the arm, usually on one side, or the leg, including that. They can have some slurred speech, difficulty understanding, or being able to talk to people. They can also have headaches, which is more of the hemorrhagic. They have a sudden onset of a headache, worst they've ever had in their life, and they're really not attributed to anything that they've done. They can also have some difficulty swallowing and really more weakness and fatigue.
You know, it's interesting, we were talking about some of the issues that people go through when they're trying to decide whether to seek out help for stroke. And you probably see more people that think they're having a stroke than they're actually having a stroke. But it's important, if you think you're having any of those symptoms, to seek help immediately, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, most of our interventions that we can give to patients are time sensitive. So it's based on the patient and their physician's guidance. But they're a lot, like up to 18 hours of a lot of the interventions. So getting to the hospital timely is very important if you're having any of the symptoms to be evaluated.
Yeah, if you guess wrong that you're having a stroke, you can walk out
But if you think you're having a stroke and you actually are, what are some of the things people would be dealing with if they wait too long to react to a stroke?
Correct. You can, the lifelong disability from it, so if you don't, you might have arm weakness or limited strength in that. It is the leading cause of disability in the United States and one of the 4 leading causes of morbidity and mortality that people have. So it's really getting it to there timely to see if they can help you out is important.
If a person thinks they're having a stroke, should they get in their car and start driving, or do you need to call 911?
If you think you're having a stroke, I definitely would call 911 so the paramedics can get there and help you, because you hate to have something life-threatening happen on the way into the hospital. Absolutely.
Yeah. What happens when a patient comes in to the emergency department with stroke symptoms?
We definitely take you back to the emergency room quickly. There's a lot of things that kind of happen all at once because it is a very time-sensitive thing and can have some drastic effects. So they'll bring you back to a room, ask you a whole bunch of questions about your health history and medications that you're on, and then you'll see the emergency room physician and then be taken to CAT scan most of the time immediately, as well as some lab draws to kind of help us decide on the treatment plan. So it's kind of a pretty fast-paced in the beginning.
Right, and a lot of times it ends up not being a stroke and a person can walk out shortly after that, but if they are having a stroke, what happens if a patient is admitted?
Admitted to the hospital, it's kind of a little less chaos there per se. They do go to usually our stroke unit, which is our intensive care unit, which is stroke certified unit for the Joint Commission. So we send all our patients mostly there. They kind of get worked up. They can have further CTs, imaging such as an MRI, lab result, kind of to pinpoint exactly what's happening.
I know, Aurora, you guys are very proud you have a certification when it comes to stroke awareness.
Correct. We are actually a primary stroke center since 2008 through the Joint Commission, which kind of says that we can take care of the stroke patients in the community.
Yeah, what are some of the things that you do?
We do we're starting to do some community education. We meet all our measures for Joint Commission. We kind of evaluate all our stroke patients to make sure that we're providing the best care to them.
All right, Jen. Well, we appreciate you taking some time with us today.
All right, thank you so much.
Again, it is so important that if you think you're having a stroke or you have any signs of a stroke, that you call 911 immediately. If you have any other questions regarding stroke, talk to your primary care provider or give us a call here at Aurora at 303-8700. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and we'll see you next time on Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment has been brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Welcome back, and it looks like that's going to do it for this episode of Oshkosh Today. Make sure you tune in to CATV2 for all your community programming, and check us out at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org for replays of your favorite shows. You can also go to our YouTube channel and share them with your friends. Of course, you can also hear Oshkosh Today and other programs right here on the radio at 101.9 WOCT. Don't forget to like our Facebook page or follow us on Twitter for both city and programming updates. And finally, if you're a Pinterest fan, check out our board for the latest snapshots of the city. Don't forget about the big changes that happened recently at 101.9 FM WOCT. We're now streaming online at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org, and we're also available on the free TuneIn Radio app for your computer or mobile device. And you can listen to the new mix from anywhere, anytime. If you're looking to support Oshkosh Community Media, don't forget you can also purchase an OCM card. You can find them at your local nonprofits or at Hardee's or Two Brothers. A lot of savings throughout Oshkosh at local restaurants and businesses. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can email me at emakowski@ci.oshkosh.wi.us. Thanks so much again for joining us on Oshkosh Today, and we'll see you next time.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. To find replay times for Oshkosh Today, to be a guest on the show, or to watch online, visit our website at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org.